So I've been at Penn for a month already now. Time's gone so quickly, but yesterday I just finished my first round of midterms. They went okay-ish, but I know that it's still a lot to improve on. Anyway, so now that we've finished exams, I'm currently on fall break. I'm going to New York tomorrow, but before I leave, I really wanted to film this video because so many people have been asking me about this. So after I revealed my stats in one of my videos on my channel, a lot of people asked me about wanting to know more about my extracurriculars as well as my essays. So today I'll be sharing with you my extracurriculars and awards that I was involved in for my application, some that I didn't include as well. And then in my other video that will be coming really soon, I'll be telling you about my Common App and Penn essay. So make sure to subscribe down below so that you know when I'm going to be posting these videos and you can keep up to date with all the things that are happening in my life at Penn going forward. So just before I do actually delve into my own extracurriculars, I know for a lot of people this is application season, but just something to think about is that when you're applying, try and represent the person that you are and not necessarily the person that you think a university wants you to be like. So I know that there are a lot of people with a lot of experiences and have gotten into universities, as you would have seen on YouTube, but just because someone else is doing those activities or has done those activities, it does not guarantee that you doing those activities you getting into the university as well. So this is just something to think about, and it really shows through in your application when you're truly doing something because you're passionate about it, and it's definitely something that you can bring forward into your essays that you write as well as the interview as well, not just a list of extracurriculars. But that's my spiel. Let's get into my extracurriculars, and today I'll be splitting it up into my leadership, my service, other activities, as well as my awards. So my first leadership role, I guess, was me co-founding and organising New Zealand's first ever Fair Trade Festival. So this was something that stemmed out of my own passion for social impact, social justice and ethical consumption, and I organised for a long time a day-long community festival that brought together fair trade vendors as well as people from the community, politicians, where we all came together and celebrated World Fair Trade Day together. And that was a great experience for me in terms of logistics, like event management, organisation, and also community awareness. My next activity is being a prefect at my school. So I think that's a bit like the American student government, where they're leaders of the school and they organize events, and so within the prefect team at my school, I also held a leadership position being the middle school liaison prefect. So me and the other liaison prefect would organize events for year 7s and 10s, such as movie nights, speaker assemblies, attend all those athletics, cross-country competitions, and also just be involved in engagement with the school community and seeing where things could be improved. And within the prefect team, we also have our inaugural prefect project. And so last year we renovated a foster home, and it was so exciting just being able to pick all the furniture, choose the paint color, how the room was going to be laid out, and that's definitely given me a lot of experience in terms of decorating this room now. I can't wait to show you what the final room reveal is going to be like. So if you want to know when that's coming out, make sure to subscribe so you can watch it as soon as it comes out, because I promise you it's going to be one of the best dorms you see. Maybe not. I've seen some pretty amazing rooms before too. Anyway, so another leadership position that I had, or leadership activity that I was involved in, was a startup that my friend and I pulled through following an environmental entrepreneurship competition. So the startup that we did was called Preserve, and this was an app platform that hoped to reduce the amount of food waste that was being generated by sushi restaurants, cafes, eateries nearby. So even though the app wasn't a final product at the end, because we decided to discontinue it, I still got a lot of experience in terms of market validation, customer segmentation, and things like legal, financial responsibilities, and product design. So that was leadership. Moving on to service and volunteering. So I was involved in Upper Harbour Youth Caucus, where I was a youth representative for the surrounding community, and this was a way for people from local schools, leaders from local schools, to come together and organise events for youth in the community. So we held things like spoken word events, photography competitions, and just various community festivals that brought together a sense of being and belonging in the local community. Another thing that I was involved in was my school's environmental club. So I realized that after being within being a prefect in the middle school, I realized that there wasn't much environmental education or impact happening. So the other liaison prefect and we founded and led this environmental club for the middle school. And then one other thing was that I read with English as a second language students after school. So this was more of a minor activity in comparison to the other things that I did, but still I feel like the impact that I was giving to these students has been so influential. As I strive towards greater progress within school, I feel like having that role model and someone to look up to was really helpful for them. So that was service and volunteering. Now moving on to my other activities, I guess. So these include badminton. I was a national representative for badminton back home in New Zealand, where I was part of the junior national team. We went to World Juniors. I won a couple of titles overseas as well. I also did Model UN, like speech and debate, and Duke of Edinburgh as well. I have the gold award, and then I was involved in piano and flute, although they weren't really big things part of my application. And then the final portion of this video is talking about my awards. So in the Common app, you get 5 slots for your honours and awards. I decided to place a lot of academic emphasis on this. So for example, my top award was winning the New Zealand Monetary Policy Challenge. Some other things include getting distinction awards in the New Zealand Economics competition, 2nd place in a nationwide case competition, regional finalist in the environmental entrepreneurship competition, as well as top in English and economics in year 11 and 12 at my high school. So overall, those were all the extracurriculars and activities as well as awards that went into my common application. And for anyone who's applying to universities right now, going through the application process, just know that you might be stressed out right now, but after it's over, you're going to be so glad that you went through it. And it's a really great time to reevaluate all your values as well, thinking about why you actually decide to do all these activities and what it reflects as a person, and things that you want to do going forward in life as well. I think for me, based off the things that I was doing, I realized how much I really loved or was passionate about social impact and social justice. And so going into university now, these are the things that I'm looking to do in clubs, for example. And when I pick classes, these are the topics that I am really interested in, and it really shows through when I'm attending class. I feel a deeper connection in terms of practicality going forward. So for people going through this extracurricular phase right now, good luck. Just think about what you want to achieve as a person. It'll really make things easier as well. But if you do ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Make sure to comment down below if you do have questions, or you can always reach out to me on Instagram as well. And I like memes as well, so it makes it even better. Know that you've got this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Am I waking you up?